Good morning, everyone. So, the topic is troubleshooting in actuators, cylinder, and motor maintenance. Um, in this, we have to be mentally prepared to use safety equipments, apply general safety rules, lockout and tag out, work with partner, be afraid of hydraulic accumulators, and have complete documentation. In this topic, as we know that in hydraulics and pneumatics, safety is most important aspect in every cylinder, in every actuator. There are different things which, if get blasted, the person can die easily at the spot. That's why safety is more important. And then we also be aware of the safety rules. Then if we are working with any partner and if he's not aware of the safety rules or the use of safety equipments, it's our duty to make him or her aware of it. And hydraulic accumulators are little bit high loaded, and they are having a very they contain very high pressure for the things and for the operation. So if anything gets happen or any accident get place, the person can die at the spot. So we have to be afraid of hydraulic accumulators. And have complete documentation means there should be complete verification of all the accumulators and hydraulic things, hydraulic valves, hydraulic safety, and all the things. But first of all, the person documentation is also very important. And the second one is obtain documentation and determine a direction. We have to obtain all hydraulic and electrical schematics pertaining to the equipment, manuals on the machine operation, determine your starting point based on the symptoms. First of all, if we are considering any hydraulic accumulator, we have to get all the hydraulic and electrical schematics pertaining to the equipment. We have to know the manuals which are there on the machine operation, and then we have to know the symptoms and determine the starting point based on those symptoms. Then comes the starting process. In hydraulics, accumulators and cylinders are the most important, and in those also there are different valves, different accessories that contains in the hydraulic system. We have to understand the machine sequence and operation for this. And what is machine doing or not is also very important. And intermittent and continuous actions like smell, feel, listen, touch, and see, machine running slow or fast, pressure is low or high, shock or banging or vibrations are there in the machine or not. So the starting process is as important as other processes. Pump troubleshooting. In troubleshooting, we know that the meaning of troubleshooting means there is the problem, and we have to give and remedy to it. That's called the troubleshooting. So in pump, troubleshooting is most important, in which we have to check the flow and pressure, excessive noise, overheating, leak. If there's any leakage, we have to look over it. Then comes the flow and pressure. Hydraulic pumps create flow, not pressure. Resistance to flow creates pressure, and flow determines actuator speed. Pressure determines actuator force. Fluid will always take path of the least resistance. So we all know that the fluid kinematics, and these all are from the rules, and from all those things we came to the conclusion that fluid always will take the path of least resistance. If there's resistance, there will not be any flow. There will be viscosity, there will be adhesion, there will be other things, but fluid will not pass through the uh, path that have any resistance to it. Actuators not functioning. A cylinder In cylinders, we have to check the speed, no movement, insufficient force. And in hydraulic motors we have to go for speed, no movement, and insufficient torque. Why actuator fails to move? If there is directional wall not shifting, electrical failures, bad solenoid, limit switch, PLC, etc. Insufficient pilot pressure if dual stage valve, check pilot and drain configuration, especially if valves has not been replaced. Look at any check valves or back pressure valves requires to provide pilot, wear and failure, or damaged actuators also, or the internal leakage. That's why the actuator fails to move. If directional valve is not shifting, there are electrical failures, bad solenoid, and all these things contribute to the failure of the actuator. So there are some suggestions. We have to take temperature readings on the system and on both sides of the actuators. Actuator may be bypassing internally due to worn seals, gyrotors, gear vanes, etc. We have to extend the cylinder fully and disconnect rod end port connection. If fluid is continuing to flow from rod end port, the cylinder has internal leakage and requires rebuild or replacement. If no leakage is present, connect the line, retract the cylinder and remove cap and end connection to check for same on opposite end. So thank you.